Have you ever taken part in a spring cleaning day? Well, I know I have. My parents used to force my brothers and I to take at least one day a year to help them fix, clean and tidy around the house. We used to tend to the things in the immediate. Maybe there was a chair that had a screw loose that needed tightening, or perhaps the toilet needed a tune-up. Whatever it may be, our parents asked us to help them muck in and fix it. And I remember my dad said we should also be searching for things that needed fixing in the unseen. And I didn't know quite what that meant, but he pulled forward their bedroom wardrobe, and we looked behind it and there was mould growing up the wall, and they said we've got to get rid of this now because mould is a really destructive force in our home. It can actually bring our walls tumbling down if it spreads throughout the house. So we got a bunch of mould and mildew blaster and got rid of that mould for good. But that memory, it reminds me a lot about what the Bible teaches, specifically in regards to sin. Sin is a destructive force that we've all been touched by. You see, each and every one of us have sinned. We've made mistakes in God's eyes. We've done wrong. We've lied, cheated and stolen. But with those sins that we commit comes some sense of an after effect. It comes consequences for our sin. And those consequences can often manifest themselves in guilt, shame, these feelings of darkness. We can get really down because of our sin. But it infects us, much like mould can infect a house, and it can grow within us, the after effects of our sins, and can actually really leave us feeling quite burdened. But the thing is, the Bible teaches that God doesn't want us to feel burdened. He wants us to have a light spirit. He wants us to be in relationship with Him. He wants to live inside of us. But how can a holy God live within an unholy person? There's nothing we can do, though, to clean us up on the inside. Actually, those feelings of guilt and shame, we can't shift them because there's no magic sin cleaner that we can spray ourselves with to get rid of that stuff. There's nothing like that. The only thing that can clean us up on the inside, the Bible teaches, is Jesus. You see, God sent His one and only Son over 2,000 years ago now to go to death on the cross, to take our place, to take the punishment for our sins when He died on the cross, but rose again 3 days later. You see, when Jesus rose again, He had defeated the power of sin forever. He'd made a way for us to be forgiven for our sins, to be able to be cleaned up on the inside by Him, not by us, by Him alone. When we ask Him, we say, God, I'm so sorry for the mistakes I've made in my life. I want to be free. I want to know You. I want to turn away from my old ways of living and turn to You. He is just and good to forgive us of all our sins and to come into our life and clean us up from the inside, to take away that guilt, that shame, and replace it with love, joy, hope and peace. But the thing is, we cannot clean ourselves up on our own. We have to ask Jesus to come into our lives. So my question to you today is, will you invite Jesus to come into your life, to clean up that disgusting kind of sinful, almost bacteria that grows within us, and set you free to experience His love, joy, hope and peace? Because if we don't do that, the Bible teaches that there is a consequence. We will spend eternity away from God, separated from Him, in a place God does not want us to go to. But if we come to Him and He cleans us up, we can be free to be in relationship with Him now, but also experience relationship with Him in eternity in heaven. So will you choose to be cleaned up today?